Welcome back. Let's put this in the ether, right? I'm having a hard time finding a title for this video, but it's involved the Matrix. Or maybe I'll just call it, is the Matrix lying to us? Alright? The Matrix, what I mean the Matrix, how the thing is going on right now. Primarily the things that we're seeing on TV, right? How do we know the thing that we're seeing on TV is actually telling the truth, right? Because we're not there physically, we're not there in person, we're not there experiencing the thing that's being shot on TV. How do we know it's not fabricated? The things that lead me to making this video is that, when you watch late night TV shows, right? Late night TV shows, what are the format? The comedian come, do the joke, which is scripted, right? If you don't know by now, right, there's a writers guild right now, right? There's a writer guild that's on strike right now. So right now, TV production is on pause. TV production is on pause. So I don't know when I'm gonna put this video out. If I put this video out soon, maybe the strike is still going on, or maybe later and the strike already been resolved. But that's besides the point. My point is that these TV shows are scripted, right? These late night TV shows, right? They're scripted. They have writers, right? From Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Seth, whatever his name is, Seth something. The Late Late Show, right? They all have writers. And the format is the comedian come and say his piece, right? The host say his bit, his monologue, which is written. And they cut off to a sub-category of topics, some other things, their usual gimmicks, right? Then later on they bring out the guests, right? Here's where I come and question, right? These guests are usually high-profile celebrities, which celebrities like actors, singers, right? Actors, singers, athletes, and so on and so forth, politicians, right? What people don't get is that these people are very good at speaking in public, right? Celebrities, actors, right? They're good at performing in public. Politicians, singers, they have no problem of talking to the public, right? Not only that, some of these guests that these shows have, they're actors. Actors, what are they good at? They're good at improvising. Same goes for singers. If they miss a line, they improvise, right? You could say athletes and politicians, right? So if they're good at improvising, how do we know backstage? Because we can't see the backstage of these shows, right? We can't see the backstage of these shows. How do we know everything isn't choreated, right? Being produced. Because I've never seen a behind the scene of how late night shows are reproduced, right? They usually have a showrunner. They have the producers. They have prepared question, right? They have prepared question for the guest to be answered, right? And not only that, the guest goes on the show and they have stipulations say, please do not answer me this question, please do not dabble in this topic, so the host will know what to say, what not to say, right? These are the things that go behind the scene of the talk shows, right? That not a lot of people know about. These talk shows, you think it's random, right? It's not random. It's scripted. From Dr. Phil, Jerry Springer, all these stuff, right? All these talk shows that you think is natural, organic conversation. These shows are scripted, right? So how do we know these celebrities going on to interview, talking to Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, and all these shows, right? How do we know that they're having organic conversations? You can't. You don't, right? Like I said, it's scripted. So if that's the case, the thing that they talk about is not necessarily what's actually going on in their life. They're just basically lying to you. All these conversations on these talk shows, right? It's lying. They're just lying to you. How do we know what they're talking about is actually what happened in their life? They don't like to talk about the real things in their life. They don't. Right? So I don't believe none of these shows on TV. I don't believe any of the conversation they have from late night shows. That's going with the news, right? All these things on TV. I don't believe a dang thing from television at all, right? Like my show. I mean, I'm not scripted. Everything I said is off the top of my head. You can tell because I don't write my material down. I don't overproduce my video. I don't edit my video. I said on the top of my head, whatever's come to my mind. If I messed up, I stuttered, right? I don't edit none of my videos, right? So I like to be full front to the audience to see how do I present myself, how do I talk, how do I speak, right? To show you how authentic this channel can be, right? The point is, right? If I'm capable of doing that, and people are able to distinguish what's authentic and what's not authentic, how can people watch these shows right there and cannot identify these people were lying to you? These celebrities, right? When they're on these talk shows, right? They're showing a cult of personality. They're showing you a personality that they don't normally show in their private lives. What these celebrities is, they don't show their real self. You see these celebrities, but how do we know this is who they are? How do we know this is how they behave? We don't know that. It's because we don't know that, how can we apply so much trust on these people, right? How do we know they're not wearing a mask? It's like that movie, They Live, right? You have to wear sunglasses to see people their true intention, and you have to read between their words, right? So right now, what's going on right now, right? And especially in the news, right? The news was going on. We had that war in Ukraine, right? This war in Ukraine, right? It reminds me of this movie back in the 90s where Dustin Hoffman and Robert De Niro called Wag the Dog, right? The movie is about a president is having a scandal, right? And they produce a war to divert people's attention from his scandals. Now this is what's going on right now, right? Biden, he have a lot of scandals right now, right? And what happened? The Ukraine war happened, right? I'm not in Ukraine, right? All these footage that they're showing us on primetime news. How do I know these aren't mass produced? How do we know this is not manufactured? How do we know this is not CGI computer generated? This is 2023, the age of AI, right? How do we know Zelensky? Remember, Zelensky is an actor, right? His background, his past. He was an actor or comedian before he was elected to the presidency. How do we know he's not acting? It's all suspicious to me, right? I do not believe none of these stuff that's portrayed on the TV, on the news program. None of this thing at all, right? Not unless I see it with my own eyes, right? Because after 2020, during this, crisis thing we're doing right now about this diseases, right? A lot of things happen, right? Because of all these footages, right? That's out right now. I don't believe any of these, especially on social media, right? So I'm very wary of what I'm looking at. I question things. I look things under a microscope, right? Asking all these questions, and people are not advocating that. You have to question a lot of things, right? What you see on TV, I don't trust anything I see on TV, from game shows to movies. Remember, this is TV to program you, to make you think, to persuade you, to manipulate your opinion, to manipulate your thinking, right? To reprogram you, right? That's why it is. That's why I'm bringing up these topics, right? This is what the show is really about. Bringing out problems that people aren't touching on, right? That people really need to touch on, right? Maybe later on, maybe it might get censored, maybe it won't, right? But I don't care. I'm putting this video out. People need to question more about how the world works, about how the world what is the world going through, right? Don't be shy. Don't be bashful. Who cares if your belief is not aligned with the masses, right? At least you're getting your thought out there. Put your thoughts in the ether, so someone out there could grasp the same kind of idea and agree with you. And if they don't, fine. It's not the end of the world, right? But going back to my point of this video, right? I don't believe anything I see on TV. These celebrities, if I meet a celebrity, I would ask them hardball questions, because I don't know these celebrities. I'm not in their household. I don't eat dinner with them, right? I don't eat these celebrities, right? All I know, these celebrities are puppets. That goes for the athlete, musicians, right? Singers, actors, politicians, right? These people, what they are good at is to captivate the audience. Right? To captivate people who's listening to them. Politicians know how to talk to people, right? They know how to sway people. Actors know how to make people trust them. Singers know how to hypnotize people with their singing, right? Athletes know how to captivate people with their charismatic and their ability in their sports, right? I don't believe none of these stuff. All these things is just tactics to divert the attention from who they are. I want to know who they really are. None of these celebrities never demonstrate who they really are. To me, these celebrities, they're just empty shells. They're empty shells. Who are they? Who are these people? Where did they grow up? What are their backgrounds? Right? For all of a sudden, am I supposed to worship these people? Remember, I'm a person of faith. I'm not supposed to worship nobody but God. Right? That's it. Right? And you worship these people That's idolatry. You're not supposed to do that. I don't worship none of these people. I don't worship no man. I don't worship ground that no man walked on. Right? And I suggest you guys should be the same. Should not worship any celebrity. And I told you in my previous video, never be a fan. Never be a fan of anything. Right? When you're a fan, you're delusional. You're lost. Right? You can't think for yourself. Don't be a fan of anybody. Right? You can like my video, that's fine. But you can like my videos, you can share it, whatever. You can support me, but that's fine. I'm happy. I'm able to survive now with YouTube. I'm able to survive without YouTube. Either way, it's not the end of the world. But my point is, right? This fandemonium, right? These things that people put so much trust on TV, right? On this late night TV show. That's what's triggering me right now. These late night TV show, and I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV for a while. For me, I cannot sit down and watch a TV show, a network broadcast show. I can't do it because I've seen through the BS already. I've seen how it is. I see how manufactured it is. I can't watch a regular news broadcast. To me, I cannot physically sit down and watch TV. I can't watch TV shows no more, right? The only thing I could do is probably listen to podcasts. I'm great at listening, right? But I can't watch television. Movies, I can't watch movies without seeing through the BS. I have no interest in movies. The only thing I probably have interest in is some kind of music, right? Because I like music, but that's the point. But I can't watch these TVs. I can't watch TV anymore. I'm going to a point where I do not need TV. I'm going to a point where, you know, it's like the Matrix is programming you when you move to a new place, right? The Matrix is programming you. Okay, you move to a new house. What do you get in a new house? Oh, a couch. Oh, a coffee table. Oh, a TV, right? Why is a TV gotta be there, right? Like, this wasn't a thing back in what? 50 years ago, 50, 60, 100 years ago before the advent of television, right? People don't usually have a television set in their house when they move, right? They don't, right? So, we are conditioned to have a TV in our house. For what? If you don't watch TV, why do you have a TV in the house? I feel like I don't need a TV in my life no more. I could just throw it away, right? I don't need a TV in my living room or my furniture or nothing. Because my TV is at my house, it's just collecting dust. The only reason why I have a TV is just for streaming Netflix, and that's in the rare occasion when I do watch movies, which is rarely. When I do watch movies, it's just only classic movies. I can't watch modern TV shows. I cannot watch modern movies at all. Because when you start seeing through the light, when you start seeing through the BS, you realize there's message behind these films, behind these movies, shows, and all that stuff. It's all a distraction. Distract you from everything else. Like the thing that's going on right now in the world, right? They're showing us clips of people dying. They're showing clips of strange events. They're showing us clips of war, right? How do I know this is actually? I'm not there, right? Most of you are not there too. I'm not in Ukraine. Are you in Ukraine? I'm in Ukraine. But if you are, yeah, sure. But I'm not there in the physical ground. I'm not there at foot. I'm not there, literally there to see it. So if I'm not there literally to see it, how do I know this is factual? How do I know this is for real? I don't know it's for real. That's why I just can't take anything into consideration without having empirical facts, right? Without having hard evidence that this stuff does happen, right? When people are projecting things, people are passing away, right? They just show pictures, right? I could just only take it for what they're saying. But how do I know for sure, right? Oh, today 5 people passed away doing this, and that. Okay, you said that, right? Oh, today we got 5 people missing in a submarine. There's a submarine that's missing under oceans. 5 people might be died. Okay, how do I know that, right? There's so much lies going through that people like myself are really questioning things, are really don't believe anything that's going on right now, right? We just don't believe anything what the media is saying, what anybody else is saying, right? To us, this is just a distraction. A Roman circus, Brenton circus, right? For the sheep out there, for the NPC, they can't think like this, right? And it really bothered me that people aren't having the awareness of thinking differently or questioning things. Back when I was growing up, right? Remember the Apple? I remember when I was growing up, there was an Apple poster, Apple computer advertisement, where they have all these inspirational people, and then underneath it, there's a text that said "Think different," right? And they were hanging on this poster in my schools, right? in my middle school, high school, right? To think different, right? And all of a sudden, right, when you think different, then you suddenly they shun you. They tell you that you're just being paranoid and all that stuff. No, I'm just thinking different. Remember they used to encourage us to think differently, encourage you to be a critical thinker. Now suddenly, when you are practicing that principle, right? Suddenly they label you as this, that, and the third, etc. You know, like since when did that happen? Since when thinking different became a what a taboo thing, right? I'm feeling like, like going back to the movie They Live, right? That's a very eye-opening movie, right? I seen that movie back when I was young and I didn't really understand it much. To me, it was just a sci-fi movie. Until I got older, then I realized, wait, there's a meaning to this movie, right? There's a meaning, there's a metaphor, there's a message to this movie, right? I learned that later in life, I learned that there are messages in the movie that most people cannot see, most people cannot understand. Most people tend to tend to um, tend to avoid when watching the movie. They don't see the message. The message is right under their nose, and they avoid to see it. Well, back to what I was saying in the movie They Live, right? It's like if you hear airplane, I'm right by LAX, sorry, but that's why we have airplane sounds, and it's between the plane path. But anyway, back to what I was saying about They Live, right? They Live taught me that everything is not what it seems. It seems like I have to wear. I have a constant spectacles on my eyes, and every billboard I see there's a message between those billboards, right? Those messages, right? Between every billboard, between everything I see, between TV, between people, I see through them. Right? There's a message, and people are not asking these questions, right? They're trying to control you, try to manipulate you, right? That's how I feel right now. I feel like I'm in the movie They Live, right? This is probably the reason why I cannot watch a normal TV show these days. I cannot watch movies. I overanalyze things. I overanalyze lyrics to songs, right? To songs have meanings to the lyrics. I overanalyze. I don't want to overanalyze. It's giving it a bad reputation to overanalyze, right? I'm more tentative. Let's say that. I'm more tentative to movies. I'm more tentative to songs. I'm more tentative to shows. I'm more tentative to celebrities and what they're spouting out of their mouth, right? I cannot trust celebrities. I just don't. I don't trust them. I don't trust celebrities. I don't trust politicians. I don't trust athletes. I don't trust none of these famous people because they're getting paid. There's a reason why they're getting paid for so much, right? If you're getting paid millions of dollars, of course you're gonna be corrupt and manipulated and be a puppet, right? They pay you that much for a reason, right? If you get paid that much for a reason, there's gotta be something. There's gotta be strings attached that you can't say, right? This also going for mainstream YouTubers, right? Like Mr. Beast and all that stuff, right? He's getting paid a lot of money by YouTube. You might take my video off for touching the subject. Some of these content creators, right? They're paying so much money, right? And if then what video that they can and can't make, right? You question how come there's certain video that they won't make, they won't touch, and certain video they're always touching, right? They're always attached to them, right? Because I'm sure I'm not the only one who think like this, right? I'm not the only one who think like this, right? So that's what I'm saying. All these people are paying this much amount of money, this much privilege, right? This much special treatment. There's something they probably have string attached to themselves as well, right? I mean, you could take it as you want. You can take it as true, and you can take it not. But I'm just giving you my interpretation of things. I'm giving you what I'm thinking. Right? I'm thinking out loud to see what world we're living in right now. They're creating all these manufactured crises to scare people, to make people think, to make people look in the other directions, all this stuff to divert the true intention of what's going on right now in this country. Right? But, that's what's going on right now. And most of my video, how I produce my videos is that, there's certain things I write in my journal, and I feel compelled that and I wrote the subject in my journal, right? And I feel like it's a perfect subject to talk about and feel compelling that people need to understand. I need to focus things on things and be tentative to things that's out there. Because if you're not tentative or be aware of what's going on right now, you're just gonna be a victim, right? So I don't want people to be a victim. So that's basically the premise of this channel, the existential dilemma, to address problems people should be aware of, right? The existential dilemma is basically to address problem that people live in. What can people resonate with each other, right? What similarities do people could have in common, right? People, everybody, no matter who you are, we all have problems. We all share the same problems. We all try to seek solutions for the same problems, right? That's what it is. And problems will always happen. There's endless content when it comes to problems. When you focus on channel on problems, is endless resources, right? You can talk about anything because problem will always be there, right? We need to come together and address the problem so we can find a solution. That's the problem that's going on right now. The existential dilemma, the important important problem we're facing right now, right? The important problems we are facing right now, and that's what motivated me to start this channel. We have a problem, and we can't solve it unless we understand the problem. We point it out, and we need it out. But yeah, this is why I can't watch TV shows anymore. I can't watch TV shows. I can't watch television. I can't buy another television. I don't want another television, right? And I feel like just taking space. Everything I do, I mean, every day I meditate. I love my peace and quiet. This is why I love my quiet time. I love to be alone and just meditate and be stoic, listen to stoic wisdom all the time, and just think of what kind of society we're living in right now, right? But I don't know. I might be crazy. I might not be crazy. It's up to you what you want to decide. But let me know what you think. I mean, am I thinking too much? Am I being too tentative of what I'm looking at? Right? Am I overthinking stuff? But I don't know. But as of right now, I don't trust TV. I don't trust the media. I don't trust nothing right now. Right? The only thing I trust is people who come at me having a organic conversations. That's it. We need to have dialogue. If we don't have dialogue, we can't solve anything. And we need to be open minded to each other. We need to learn to listen to each other more than we speaks. Alright? But on that note, guys, thank you for watching. As always, like, share, subscribe, and peace and blessings.